Good morning, grade 5s. I hope that you've had a wonderful week and that you are ready and rested for another week's work. This week we continue with our theme from last week, which is going places. This week we will do the following. For lesson 1, we'll look at types of adverbs. Lesson 2, types of punctuations. Lesson 3, we'll do a listening activity. And for lesson 4, instructional writing. You will also do another 10 high-frequency words added to lesson 1 and 2. Then 12 high-frequency words added to lesson 3. Lesson number 1, adverbs. Let us revise adverbs. Adverbs are words that modify or tell us more about verbs. They may also modify adjectives, other adverbs, or even the tone of the whole sentence. Today we're going to look at two different adverbs, that is place and degree. Adverbs of place means where. So in other words, where does something take place? Examples: here, there, nowhere, up, down, home, far, or near. And degree, adverbs of degree, to what extent? Examples: very, quite, rather, so, almost, fairly, radically, hardly, extremely, well, really, just. Draw a line after your previous work, write down the new date and your heading, adverbs of place and degree. Activity, task 1, adverbs of place and degree. A. Complete the following table by making a tick in the open spaces. Example: nearly. Nearly tells us to what extent something is happening. B. Complete the following sentences by filling in adverbs of place or degree. Example: I can hardly move today. This is an adverb of degree because it tells me the extent to how I am able to move today, which is hardly. I'm now going to test your knowledge by having you to make your own 6 sentences. Let's look at C. Make 6 of your own sentences using adverbs of place and degree. Use 3 sentences for adverbs of place and 3 for adverbs of degree. So just make sure that you make 3 sentences for each type of adverb. Lesson number 2, punctuations. Today we're going to look at 2 types of punctuations that we have done before, but we need to go through it in more detail. So the first punctuation that we're going to look at is question marks. Question marks occur at the end of a question. Example: why do we need an education? It's a question, so we need to put a question mark at the end of the sentence. Exclamation marks are used to accentuate and strengthen the tone of a statement. They are often introduced by verbs yelled, shouted, and commanded. Let's look at the meaning of accentuate. Accentuate means to make something noticeable. Draw a line after your previous work, write down the new date and your heading, punctuations. Activity, task 2, question and exclamation marks. A. Complete the following table by making a tick in the question or exclamation column. Example, are you ready? Is a question, so we will make a tick next to the column question. B. Complete the following sentences by filling in a question mark or an exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. Example, do you know how to get to my house? It's a question, so we need to put in a question mark at the end of the sentence. Lesson 3. Listening activity. Draw a line after your previous work. Write down the date and your heading Listening Activity. Task 3. Listening Activity. Listen to the following instructions and use the column to arrange the adverbs of place or degree into its correct column. I'm going to read 10 words. You need to fill it into the correct column. An adverb of place or an adverb of degree. Number 1. In. Number 2. Enough. Number 3. Extremely. Number 4. On. Number 5. Above. Number 6. Below. Number 7. To. Number 8. Very. Number 9. Near. And number 10. Quite. Lesson 4 for this week. We are going to look at instructional writing again. Draw a line after your previous work. Write down the date and your heading Instructional Writing. Activity Task 4. Instructional Writing. You are planning a camping trip. So last week you planned a trip to go to Europe. This week you are planning a camping trip. So write instructions considering what items you should pack. That is, what clothing, food and camping equipment you need to consider. Complete the template and make use of pictures. Make use of adverbs of place like here and adverbs of degree like just. We have come towards the end of another week's work. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll have a wonderful weekend and stay safe, and let's carry on with new work next week. Take care.